welcome to the Patriot Hour for Sunday evening, August 19th, 2018. We're back here in the studio. We got Ben with us. Let's check in over there. Ben, you there?
Doing well. Good to be back, brother.
All right, we're back here. We got some things we wanted to get into and kind of finish up on. So we were, talking about the Mother of Darkness.
Evil.
Evil stuff.
Something that Q had just very quickly touched on, and it was really, we can give really all the credit to Fritz Springmeier. He's the one who really had broke this really down, and this is what you're looking at here, you guys, came out in 1995. And so we're talking. This isn't something that just reared its head this last couple of years while POTUS has been, in the office. This has been around for a very, very long time.
Yeah, this hierarchy structure, it's been around and known about for a long, long time, folks. Just nobody, it was so big and vast. How are you going to take it down? I never imagined the story that we're going through right now. I didn't have the brain capacity to come up with a solution like that.
And
it never dawned on me.
It's each person has their own gifts, and honestly, how they choose to use them, and what honestly rabbit holes they go down. I think for all your viewers and subscribers, look into Fritz Springmeier, his whole story of how he got into the whole Illuminati bloodlines and monarch mind control, which sounds almost comic book. For what I'm saying, it was he rescued some women that had just happened. These women came across him in his life long time ago, and he was rescued them from monarch programming, and they pretty much broke it wide open. He wrote books about it, and he went around like Bill Cooper and tried to spread the knowledge and the truth about these people who control are the whole earth, and it's divided, and where they are, how they're lighted up, 13 families and bloodlines, and at the time it was people who just was thinking it's just a lot of hokey pokey voodoo mumbo jumbo. And
he'd be a good one to get to have on this channel to beam in.
Oh my gosh,
I think we might be able to reach out and maybe get him. That'd be very awesome.
If anybody knows Fritz Springmeier, oh my gosh, he is it's a treasure trove of information that
I think he's got honestly a channel on YouTube.
I think he does as well. So it may have to maybe give him a contact, and yep. Because if anybody knows the ins and outs of this, but
anybody knows Fritz Springmeier, point him in direction of this channel. Send this video to him. Maybe we'd like to talk with him. If he's willing to talk. I don't know what his situation is or where he's at lately. I haven't seen, but lots of my, probably as well as Ben's, early on research led me through Fritz Springmeier. He was doing the hardcore work, physical investigations, doing all the dots, building the maps, so to say, back in the day before computers were really readily available.
Yeah,
lots
the internet
of stuff
wasn't
came out in books.
Exactly.
Imagine all the hard work that goes into the book writing. I mean, we've moved to this digital era, and this baffles people's minds as well. Just what we're doing with the equipment and the way we can get a video out pretty quick compared to the information they were getting if they're just out in the field. And you come across something very earth-shattering, to get that information out is 9 to 10 months away if you're doing everything you're doing because you're writing a book.
Yeah.
Right?
getting it published and then edited, and then can you get it out, and how do you sell it? I mean, it's amazing that his material even got out. And so I think, with definitely giving a good kudos to Fritz Springmeier for the both of us, and like Bill Cooper, and there's other, if you're at all in the truth community or out there trying to look for more so than just the rat wheel and the rat race of life, you're going to come across these people. But I think if you were to pull up that last little pyramid, so on the upper left-hand corner of the pyramid, almost not quite to the top, you'll see the Mothers of Darkness square on the hierarchy level, right? That's the grant right there. So that's, I think Q said there's something like 2,200 Mothers of Darkness, but there's also one above that is the Grandmother.
Of
and
darkness,
these,
or just grandmother,
the Grandmother,
Master
Sisters
Witch,
of Light, Novice. These are, and it says today's, these are the lower, but the very top, the people who control these people, the Mothers of Darkness, and the Grandmother, they're the people who control the Mother of Darkness. They're pretty high up on that pyramid. They're above the Skull and Bones. Think about that. The leader of the Skull and Bones leadership, the CFR, the Knights Templar, the Grand Inspectors.
The Red Brotherhood. Does that have something to do with the red shoes? Look at that.
I don't know.
Organized Satanism in hubs and the Brotherhood, the Black Brotherhood, the Red Brotherhood. The Great White Brotherhood is above.
And they run, that's the very,
Jeez. Well, dude, let's jump over to this. So this is another one you wanted to go over here for a little bit. This Occult Crimes, a Mother of Darkness Castle.
Yes.
This is something that Ben had come across, so we're going to jump into this here.
Yeah, it's I how when you're just searching, you try to put hot words together, you try to play with the algorithms.
That Rosie because that's her,
Rosario Dawson. Yeah, I don't know who this lady is, but as we were coming across,
you know her.
Of
Look.
Yeah. I know exactly who it is. Yes. That's who it is. Okay.
She's
all right.
Well, I just can't even think of all of them, but.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I don't know if. Yeah. Okay. She's a very A-list actress for sure. So I don't know if she's doing a show or whatnot, or whatever. I just came across, again, it was talking about, getting the information out to the public, taking months and writing books. Well, this is from one of Fritz Springmeier books called Bloodlines of the Illuminati. And of course, I think she plays in some show like, the Dawson Occult Crimes. And so anyways, on page 205, of speeches of Fritz Springmeier, it talks about
Illuminati.
Yes. It talks about this castle, the Castle of Kings, but its real name is the Chateau d'Amoros or Amirus. I can't quite look at that. Located in Belgium, pretty much near the village of Montaut. Now the castle and its domain. And it kind of goes on to,
so
who
it says the
owns
castle is
it.
referred to Mothers of Darkness Castle, and Monarch programming. It's supposedly performed on children there. Wow. This castle is also known as a Castle of Kings. Its real name is, like you said, Chateau des Amoros. Amoros is located in Belgium, near the village of Muno. So, man, this is
the crazy castle.
365 windows. One for every day of the year.
Every year. I was just going to say that. Awesome, yeah.
So go ahead here. What's this say up here a little bit more? Read this last little bit here.
That kind of goes into the, who purchased the property, these counts and de Goth and, so-and-so, and it's all the, the prince of this and the count of that. These are all royalty people who are buying and selling this castle. So this isn't coming from the common folk. This is coming from super royal people.
So went into who bought it. It's a castle. It's a romantic style.
It'd be like a Walt Disney style princess castle. That's what a lot of them are based off of. But here's the interesting part.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Presently, the Bush twins are 19-year-old, And the Illuminati hierarchical structure, they are being trained, programmed to become mothers of darkness. A sealing ritual is required females in the satanic bloodlines at age 19. An Illuminati multiple will carry the ritual functions at a number of different levels in the occult. There will be different altars for different levels and different ritual dates. The back part of the hierarchy system will not be worked until the sealing ceremony involving Egyptian magic at the age of 19 in late April, May. And you scroll down to the Bush Senior.
Well, now he's got a pyramid, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now when is... So they're telling us about these Bush twins. Who are the Bush twins? Are they kids of one of the sons, like George Bush or Jeb, or who? We have to look into this. We'll look into this. But what I want to say is this article, I don't know when it's from.
2011, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, maybe. Let's just say it is. But look at this photo they're giving us here. This is of Barbara. She looks way healthy. Isn't she passed now, or no? That's not Barbara. Barbara Bush.
Yes, she did pass, but she's still quite old. She's 70s, 80s.
Yeah, but look at this photo. Look at this photo. Mm-hmm. Look behind him here. Look at this phone. Mm-hmm. It gives me a really dating. And then the radio here kind of looks calculator band radio.
It's very datish. Yep.
So this, who are these? All right, we're going to look into that. Between age 16 and 19, the deep satanic altars are working on path working. This path working will be completed before they are 19. The ceremony at 19 will include the 1,000 Points of Light ceremony at the super secret Mother of Darkness castle of Chateau des Amours, Castle of Kings, close to the Belgium-French border in Europe and about 20 kilometers as the crows fly west from Luxembourg. This will be the sealing ceremony with the mothers dressed in black. Guards and heavily forests protect the large castle from view. The people in the nearby spooky village of Muna, Belgium, basically belong to the castle. The castle has a cathedral inside with a dome with 1,000 lights. The words 1,000 lights is an Illuminati buzzword. And it really is, folks.
Yes, right here. He talks about it.
When the president used it to describe the White House's Christmas tree, hierarchy people knew what he was signaling. The cathedral has a great hall with columns on either side, and the Queen Mother's throne will be set up there. Springmeier and Wheeler, Deeper Insights, Volume 2, pages 204 to 213. Wow. That,
So when how about when, the late George W., when he was Bush and he was like, don't you think an angel rides in the hurricane, in the whirlwind? And he's illuminated by 1,000 points of light, or he does that. Like that's been said many times at presidential speeches and rallies, and this is referring to what it's a buzzword what they're saying for in this cathedral. There's 1,000 lights in there, and this is dealing with monarch mind programming. And we knew that in earlier episodes they talk about that these mothers of darkness, these high up whatevers, they sit in constant satanic opulence, and one could only imagine. And I don't even want to go there because of how dark it is. But this is what Q's talking about, where a lot of the human trafficking, the child trafficking, this is like the driving force. This is the energy that drives all that evilness, and almost like this the head of the snake. And it's crazy sickening, man. Crazy sickening. I think it even goes down even further beyond there, where it talks about the entrance is the well-guarded Castle of Belgium. If it goes all the way down to the bottom of that website that we were on, it goes down to the Illuminati card game.
Yeah, I already been looking at it. I was waiting. You were talking, so I was gonna pull it up after. But according to Luciferian tradition, Jenna and Barbara Bush should have been flown to Belgium by their parents to take part in their Mothers of Darkness sealing ritual on schedule. The optimum date would have been around May 1st, the satanic holiday of Beltane. They were, however, still attending college at the time, Jenna in Texas and Barbara at Yale. This event would therefore have to have been postponed to approximately 1 month later. Great details put into all Illuminati plans to avoid exposure and make things look natural. A foolproof cover is always given. They don't leave anything to plan either, folks. Kind of like Q has said, everything's been looked at and everything's been pre-thought about and triple redundancies put into place. It'd be one step ahead of these people to take them down. And I think they've been about 5.
I agree.
1,000 points of lights. So yeah, the child trafficking, it's simple. I mean, there's a reason these past politicians and past administrations haven't taken a stand on the border, haven't really cared enough, and talk the talk but don't do anything. Not a one physical, tangible brick and mortar fence, something that you could touch. It was lots of talk, paperwork signed, and evidently that costs lots of money. When I'm going to allow gay marriage, and then we're going to light the White House up in these colors. You can do social things all day long. You can get married. We'll sign that into law. That doesn't really take any money to just come up with a social idea. Hey, Ben, your feelings are hurt. We're going to make a law about your feelings being hurt. We're going to sign something in on that.
Yeah, pound me too. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, and it's interesting because we don't wrestle against flesh and blood, and we know that it's principalities and this is evil darkness, and with this happening, with what Q, the POTUS, and with what's happening, this is just, it's insane. They've talked about it, and it's been really hard. I gotta say that, Mike and I, we actually prayed before we actually did this show, just because some of the content we were talking about, it's, Q told us, if you really knew, you couldn't sleep at night. You would, if you have kids, this stuff tears you up, because to even imagine, I don't know if you remember that quote that I was that we had talked about earlier in some of the garage talk time, about the normal person becoming handicapped when a demonstrative conspiracy
truth hits you.
is presented to them. They dismiss it as it never even existed or doesn't even exist.
And I said cognitive dissonance at its finest.
Yeah, as its finest, exactly.
Dude,
and
when the truth does hit, it might hit like a proverbial ton of bricks, folks. And that's what we go over with the Q, where we've been led to. It's not normalizing it for you, but it is getting you prepared. You'll react a little better. Maybe you can comfort those around you that have been not listening this whole time, because it'll start somewhere. The truth will come out. People will be arguing over the truth, hopefully here before long. But the choice to know in the end will be yours ultimately, right? It'll be theirs, yours, in the end, to know everything. Some people might not want to know all that. Just having other people that you trust look at it and confirming that these people need to be put away, fine. There's going to be lots of crimes exposed on them for just treasonous things. Lots of other things will be a different matter. But I think they're doing it in the right way. We've talked about this. Not only did they keep in mind our civil liberties and our constitutional rights,
They kept it all intact for sure.
Yeah, they didn't shut down the heads of agencies, create a state of emergency. It's happening now. It's as a covert kind of state of emergency we're in. We've had National Guard show up at quite a few things at this point. You know, I know those are more state ran at some points. The governors are in control. But ever since like 9/11, they've been under the Department of Homeland Security or something as well. Or
Yeah, they're intertwined within the federal sanctioned or federal mandate to do a national security, and they fall within all that, I believe. And so it's yes, they're the POTUS is definitely made to there. They're definitely intertwined with the federal part as well.
what is your take on this
Well,
Mother of Darkness?
first of all, there's no doubt about it.
Like what is your overall like what do you think?
Well, if you pull up that there you go. If you make that large, so I believe the Mothers of Darkness, honestly, yeah, in this world, in this world of flesh and blood, they try to mock what's in the spirit realm. And if you're going to have a female physical entity, the most highest female entity is going to be a witch of some sort who is in command over hundreds of thousands of other witches. And so this Mother of Darkness, I would see, probably could be the highest elite female satanic branch of the New World Order or the old satanic world order, the order of Nimrod, of all one language, one religion, one money, one world order. This is the 13 families, the bloodlines, and each of them have their mothers. And of course, you know that the bloodline, how do you maintain a pure bloodline?
Yeah.
Incestual bloodline. That's how it's incest. That's how you maintain a pure bloodline. So another dark thing of these people that they also don't go into is the amount of miscarriages and mishaps and all these different things, because they keep, and Fritz Springmeier goes over this as well, but understanding that this is a bloodline very protected. And I believe that the Mothers of Darkness are the female side of the controlling satanic forces.
Well, look at like how that says this is out of that book we were just looking at, I think, in here even.
The Fritz Springmeier.
Right here it is. Boom.
Yep.
Entrance to the well-guarded Mother of Darkness castle in Belgium, where a special large book records daily in blood the activities. So this book is recorded with blood, the activities of the Illuminati to bring the reign of the Antichrist. So it's like, as much, and I've said this before, as much as they have tried to and been successful, I can't say try to, but continually try to advance their and they've already gotten a really good jump on it, is to separate church and state, church out of schools, really get the main 99%ers to not really believe in God, to make it seem hokey pokey if you do. It's well known to blast all the media with sexual images and just really get you, already in a path of that. And that's the case. But for some reason, this 1%, they believe in the Bible so much, but it's just that story of the dark side that they're all about.
Yeah.
So they don't believe in the Bible. They just believe in this other part of it, which the Bible, big chunk of it, talks about that being deception and deceptive, and Satan's the master deceiver, and that's what they're doing, because they're trying to walk in his shoes where other people walk in Christ's shoes, or try to, you know what I'm saying? So it's like they got it really good. They've already got most people not believing, while they believe in and hold on to everything, and they're doing it in the shadows. They're actually doing rituals that are talked about, and people think, well, that might have happened 200 years ago, Ben. But what?
It doesn't happen now.
They don't do it now. They've advanced away from having to do killings. That's what it's all about.
You know, it's interesting because when you're talking about this, I just got kind of a brain fart, but this this has been going on for forever. We've talked about Luciferianism and other shows where it's like they're the ones who are the biggest being deceived. They think that Lucifer was the one, and it was the guiding light, and it was everything was backwards, flipwards, and everything is oh no, the God's really the devil, and you know, and the Adam and Eve were prisoners in the garden, and the devil freed them, and now he's the Lucifer, the giver of light, and blah 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 blah, and it's all basically doing what's good and calling it bad, and doing what's bad and calling it good. These are the signs, and it's like
the signs of the end. Everything that is holy is made bad and flipped and reversed and perverted. You just said it, that we were held captive in the garden of and that Lucifer, through his agent of Satan, set man free with the gift of intellect. And that's told in every Luciferian
temple and synagogue.
Temple
yes. Oh my gosh.
Talked about in every secret society as well. That's what they are taught at the highest levels, of course.
At the highest levels, of course. Yes. I mean, this is what we're talking about. Just like the head of the DOJ, like we were talking about in the last episode, the head of the FBI. These aren't the undersecretary to the field office agent in Utah or in Wyoming.
Field agent that knocks on doors out in Nebraska.
He does the work. He does the legwork.
People collectively were doing work on Hillary and sending it upwards. And as it went upwards of this triangle effect, all the field agents, all the work goes upward. You get a couple people at the very top of that paperwork collecting data pool. And
who really knew
we find out now they were changing words. They were making some things disappear. You don't understand that, folks.
And I think what's happening too is, and this is even getting back to Fritz Springmeier, is he very eloquently, better than I, talks about the difference between exoteric beliefs and esoteric beliefs. And that's the power of symbology. And Q's told us symbols will also be their downfall.
Yeah, symbolism will be their downfall.
They say they believe one thing in public, and no, this symbol doesn't mean that, or this slice of pizza, or this comet, this doesn't mean that, or that doesn't mean that. But on the inside, amongst their secret groups, in the darkness, it means something totally different. And Q's talked to us, what's gonna be, and Johnny Cash has told us what's done in the dark is gonna be brought to the light. And he tells you who's going to do it and who's going to cut you down. And so it's like, I mean, this is well known. You can't bring darkness into a lit room, but you can take a single candle into a completely room full of darkness, and that one candle will light the entire room. And this is what we're trying to do, I think, in this episode, as deep as we got on this particular rabbit hole, is just to make you guys aware of this is happening now in 2018 in the 21st century, and it has not stopped. I think it's just we're all becoming more aware. And I think that's really the bottom line here. And it's, some of us speak out, some of us, do what we can. I hope that this video makes all of us a little bit more paranoid around our kids, to hold them tight and to make sure who they're playing with, and who their friends' parents are. And this is just, hope this makes us all better parents and better people. If you don't have kids, makes you a better person and gives you compassion in life and have empathy and sympathy. And man, this is just, it's almost like I'm speechless. No,
what a great closing line there. We're at the 30-minute mark, a little over. It's 11:11 p.m.
Nice.
Awesome. Your
Oh yeah,
time
hey,
talking there, it's extending for me to talk here 11:11, but it's gonna be changing here soon. But no, Ben is right. It's been a
what's the deal
it's
here?
been whoa, look at that. I'm flying in. All right, it's been a great episode, folks. We Ben is right. You know, we cannot accept the old norms anymore. We got to move forward. All this stuff, it's going to come out tenfold. We've heard little crickets of it for the last decade, maybe 20 years, with sexual abuse within the Catholic communities, and we've now seen tons more come out, and there's going to be tons and tons more to come out. Not only that, the vast network of human trafficking that is done by people high up, people that we've trusted, people that we've looked up to. We're all going to be very shocked. Put on the full armor of God. That's what can be done. Putting on the full armor of God, and have your your belt of truth, and you're going to be a lot better off than, and you're going to be able to help comfort people. That's going to be a huge thing for some of your loved ones and those closest to you. So it's coming. The hammer's coming down. There can no longer turn the blind eye, turn the cheek, act like it's not going on. If you see something on that kind of level, it's got to be dealt with, and that's the whole point. To not allow this to go on anymore is up to the majority of the masses. We're the ones that have all the say, if you think about it. If you're stuck in a world of believing what they've been shoveling down to us, then we won't get any better. Leaving it up to them on the promises of just a little more tax dollar and a little bit more time. So I think this time we take control and we shut them down. So here at the Patriot Hour, we need everyone to pay attention, keep coming up with your great articles and sending people off to different videos, different links, different articles. Check the description box down there. Other than leaving some, check it out. It's a great place. It's pointed me off into many, many different directions. Don't take what we say here to be truth and fact and word. We try to bring it. We try to bring nothing but truth, but sometimes we are wrong, and we'll admit it. But do your own research. Do your own fact dot connecting. Come to your own best gut conclusion. And most of the time you can't be wrong, folks. Just read everything you can and take great caution in chewing the meat and spitting out the bone. All right. I'm Mike. This is a Patriot Hour. God bless. Godspeed. And we'll see you back here real soon on the next update. Have a great evening.
You know what letter that is, Grover?
I think so.
What letter is this?
Q.